Hey, welcome to the Crow Discovery Project. I wanted to post the 2012 lunar wave footage again because a gentleman named Joe Malone, that's the name of his channel, actually caught a jet exhaust. He said he saw and heard the plane and filmed a couple of plane wakes going across the moon. And I thank Joe for being honest. I've always said if someone sees or films a plane, please let it be known. But these lines represent what happens in the 2012 footage, and I'll get back to Joe's footage in a minute. On the left is the pulse that I will break down that happens first. On the right is the wave that starts at the same time. In between that, there's a sweep. So these are all the directionality that we can see in this clip. So down in the lower left limb, you're going to see the pulse come. I've slowed it way down. You can see those curved arcing lines. And then right as it begins to pan up, you can see the sweep, and I will break that down better. And of course, here comes the first of two waves. At the end, I'll talk about Joe Malone's footage of the jet wash, or maybe it's called a wake, I don't know, an airplane wake or a jet wake. All right, so here we go again. We're going to zoom into the lower left, and I'm going to break it down a little bit better so you can see each of the elements. There is the arcing pulse lines backwards and forwards, and they begin just as the wave is starting at the bottom, but they go diagonally. There is the sweep that goes across the screen. I'll back it up. Now right at the bottom of the frame, you'll see the sweep go left to right. There it is, left to right, near the bottom of the frame. Starts almost center frame. You can see that pretty well in this view. And then I'll jump out and let it run. So I think it's important that people kind of do this on their own. If there's anything to the lunar wave, over time something should happen that furthers what we know about this. And I'll give you a couple more views here. Oh, this is going to be the offset that also occurs in the 2012 footage. Look at the black line center screen, and those two little crater marks are offset as the wave goes by. Now in a lot of the footage we don't really see this, but in this footage it's in spades, and I'll run the whole thing. It's just kind of interesting how it offsets the entire image of the moon. When I zoom back out, go ahead and pick any point. Here will come the next wave. Pick any point and watch what happens as it's offset. So basically the whole image you're looking at is offset. And here is the footage in its entirety. Again, thank you, Joe Malone, for posting that footage and being honest and saying that you saw the jet that made it. What you'll notice in Joe's footage is it is zoomed in, which means that everything, the two ripples that come through the jet wash are like a boat wake. They're locked together. There's no period between them. They're traveling at the same time, and they don't have the same crisp look as most of the lunar waves that have been filmed. But again, people should go make their own decisions. You ask 100 people what the lunar wave is, I imagine at this point you'll get 100 different answers. I have some real established ideas about what we're looking at, and the truth is we don't really have the language to talk about it. But when you come to the conclusion that the moon is likely not a rock in space, when you come to the conclusion that space has been misdescribed and may well be water or liquid of some kind, you begin to get a whole other picture of things. So go over to Joe Malone's channel, check out the jet wash, and you'll see we have finally a good comparison, because so many people have tried to debunk the lunar wave using jet wash as an example. And I've filmed at least, I don't know, 6, 8, 10, something like that. I have a good 5 or 6 posted of different sized jets at different distances transiting the moon. They're just not in the same ballpark as this footage, in my view. But again, I welcome anyone to go draw their own conclusions. These lunar waves have a different period. The waves are not tied together like a boat wake. So there it is. And anyhow, thank you again, Joe Malone. Cheers.